Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Realms of Awakened Essence, Season 8, Episode 10, All Souls Eve. I wonder what Acerak's up to. Let's go check in with him and see how he's doing. Alright, how's everyone doing?
I am
Hi.
fine.
Good.
How are you?
Oh no.
Good.
Is that normal? I don't think it is, Hunter. Okay.
No, this is not normal.
This is anything
Don't
but
tell me
normal.
it's Neek's Moon again. I hate that holiday. It's a bad holiday.
How
Of the
can you
way,
say
so-
it's a bad holiday? Your children go out dressed up in scary, spooky costumes and get sweets. That's not a scary holiday. That's not even a bad one.
Gary is your dentist.
I think the dentist benefits more about it.
Sorry, I cannot do the psycho sound. I'm bad at it.
Dun 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 dun. Anyways.
It is interesting to note that All Hallows Eve, Halloween, is the day before All Saints' Day.
Mm.
I just thought I might throw that out there.
Well, why don't we go around the table and introduce ourselves, Israk?
Oh, yes, indeed. Shall we start with the Dragonborn to my...
Uh,
I
hi.
lied.
I'm Alduin, and of course, as usual, me and other characters such as Alex and Hunter are controlled from Gearbox. Howdy. And let's hope things don't go awry. They better not. Not in my home. Okay. Either way, down to our doctor because.
I am Chris,
It's much candy.
otherwise known as Pi 3, and I will be playing Dr. Vess. Ooh, I do not have a clever one-liner today, sorry.
I hope you brought your saltometer.
Happy Halloween. There we go.
I like that idea
Because
of
we're gonna need
Beth
it.
popping out a pumpkin.
I'll pass it over to my side.
Hello, my name is RT Studios, aka P Kenny USA, aka Kenny, whatever you want to call me. But in today's game, I play Tricathio Varagath, who's been recently upgraded to, well, you'll find out soon enough. And yes, I may be a werewolf dwarf, but I am a strong werewolf dwarf.
Aren't all werewolves strong?
Werewolf!
Werewolf.
Werewolf! Their castle! Sorry, had to.
No,
Werewolves.
I'm a dwerewolf.
Werewolf, yeah.
Werewolf. Oh, God. Okay, got it. I got it.
Yeah, at least I'm not a direwolf. Not yet, anyway. And I believe we have a Acerek, are you still on the call?
Of course I am, dear boy.
Why are we letting Acer DM again? I know some of
Because
us thought
it's
it
in
was
my
gonna.
contract. I DM one game a year, and I chose today.
Fair. Okay, Acerek, whatever you say,
Acerek,
buddy.
you're not getting paid for this, by the way. It's all volunteer work.
Well, I know that.
This is the part of the good ending.
Greetings, I am a select. Hang on. Played by your wonderful GM, Trisha Welsh. I also play Aya and a whole bunch of others. And I hope you will enjoy this special Halloween episode.
Is there anything else we'd like to say? Oh, sorry, Acerek, go ahead.
No, I am fine. Is everybody else ready?
Not as ready as I'm gonna be.
Yes!
Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after the opening intro. Stay tuned.
We stand together on the edge of the world. Battles all around us like flowers unfurled. One body, one mind, fighting for that last moment in time. We are heroes pushing back against the dark, making way for a brand new start. Here
And we are back. Take it away, Acerak.
Yes, I get to read, don't I?
Uh-oh.
Realms of Awakened Essence, Season 8, Episode 10. All Souls Eve. The group has now gone to the town, to help Argon to save it. When they get there, they see no one. Dr. Vess tries to sneak into the center of town and is immediately caught by a blackguard. Vess tries to bluff the guard, and the guard poofs him to a disclosed place. Meanwhile, the rest of the group notices that Vess is missing and tries to take the ship. I take the ship to try to find him. Sorry, my words are a little bit backwards. They narrow it down to two places. One, a shack in the woods. Ooh, spooky. The other, a hole in the wall. Gabrielle comes back to tell the group that Vess is missing but cannot discern where he is due to the distance between them. Hunter comes up to her and using the magic bestowed on him by dark matter, increases the location magic to find Vess, leaving Gabrielle marked. Vest is led into a cave system and he goes into a huge cavern where a stone arch is in the center. The guard is then lifted by magic and attacked by a fairy named Ginger. Ooh, someone new I can play with. Vets is put down, and he and Ginger eventually knock out the guard. While Vess is waiting for the rest of the group to find him, he learns that Rags, the rogue, has gone through the stone arch. I wonder. The other group then finds the cave entrance, and Gabrielle makes contact with her master. The group eventually opens the hidden door to find Vess. They see the stone arch and determine that the arch is a portal that they have to go through to find Rags. The crystal that had been with the group from the point when Alex joined them goes over to the portal and powers it up. Alex recognizes it as his home. The group goes through. They land in the city of Burgell. But before they can start looking for Rags, they are attacked by Zindrel. Zindrel welcomes Alex home.
Boy.
So, you do see Zindrel standing there.
Are you just gonna be in that voice the whole time now?
I might.
It's easy to get lost in voices. But oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. What do you do?
Give me a second. I actually took a picture of the 2 health stats for the 2 characters that I do not have sheets for. So I'm going to go and quickly look at that. Because I remember they took damage and I needed to remember that. Is that really their health? Jesus. Okay, I think I know who's who. Give me a second, this takes a moment.
So, question: we're outside. We're in the city, right?
Yes.
And things have already gotten intense. Okay, well, I forgot to open Alex's sheet. What am I, amateur? Anyways.
New subscription
Oh dear.
received. Dispensing gratitude.
Alex
Gratitude
just
dispensed.
looks up in zero and just goes, "What are you doing here?"
Zindrel looks at all of you and says, well, it's obvious, Alex. You were home, and I am the welcome wagon.
Well, that's kind of rude. just Flechette says when getting up. You kind of just hit me with fire, and that's kind of holding his mask desperately. Rude.
Is he a friend? Dr. Vess is gonna say it.
Shit, I was wondering when you would show up.
Hey,
And it looks like your mask has been torn asunder.
well, it's not torn asunder. It's just a little loose, you see. He says while holding the split together.
Hmm.
You know how it is. Whatever. Anyways, I don't have time for this. Can you just go away and make my life easier?
Go away. Aren't you here to find somebody?
Well, I was just kind of summoning it randomly.
Hmm.
And that was kind of rude without a warning. Hey, we needed you! Alden's just standing there shivering in his boots.
What are the rest of you doing?
Dracapio is standing there, but he's like in a like his face has changed to an expression of just like
Anger.
his expression has changed from a worry of concern to more of a it's going to be in a few moments time to F things up.
Oh, yeah. Hunter is just fixing up his cloak and stuff like, I think you burned a leaf off. Not called for.
Well, I did want to give you all a warm welcome. And I apparently did my job. Oh, yes. You are looking for someone, aren't you?
We might be.
We might not, but
What is it?
what does it matter to you?
A person that kind of looks like this individual, pointing to Vess.
What if we are? What if we aren't? Says
Alex
Dracapio.
lets out a little bit of a snarl.
Then I have a question. Let's see if you can answer it. And he stands up straight and he says, I have towns without people, forests without trees, and rivers without water. What am I?
Oh, not a riddle. Guys, can we solve the riddle? Alduin says, we'll just... I'm not very...
I think I know this one.
Mhm.
Vess is going to step forward and he'll say, is it a map?
Point to the Dr. Kobold, yes. And he steps forward and he puts down a piece of parchment. He steps back, goes, see you soon.
It is a map. That's like clap.
Well, that's the first map. Or that is the map. And there are arrows. There's a red circle and arrows pointing towards the Hellhound District.
That sounds like fun.
That only sounds great.
Well, I believe we should head there. He points at the map with like a kind of a clawed finger.
Yeah, it's the only lead we have.
I guess we're gonna have to play this little game, aren't we?
I believe we have no choice. Come on, Vess. He gets on all fours and waiting for you to hop on his back.
He'll
Alex goes, let's just
go like
go.
"Brr," and hop up.
Hold
Hunter's
on
just casually
tight
following.
as Cathy starts like on all fours in the direction that he assumes is the right direction.
You better point him with the map.
Can I make an intelligence check to confirm that we're going the right
Okay,
direction?
could you please pull up the other map? Thank you.
Ooh.
Yes. Where you guys emptied out is right in front of that great big building. Do you see it with the 3 steps up?
In the middle?
The left.
The left.
Oh, that left. Okay, so like
Yeah.
the. It's
That's
like,
that's
okay.
yes. Now, yes, please, Vess, roll me your. This technically is a.
Insight
Wisdom?
Mm, I was gonna say survival. It's a survival check.
Okay, that's fair. Not that I'm great at it. Come on, roll. There goes.
Uh huh.
14.
Okay. With that roll, you get the distinct. You're looking at the map, and you're looking where you landed, and you're going, ah,
As you're like kind of like bouncing up and down, as Stracathio's kind of like
Yeah.
yeah.
bounding through the city streets.
You guys haven't exactly moved, but you all determined that it's toward the up from where you are.
Okay.
Okay, could you now please switch that back to me? Because I'm gonna get out of that particular map. Thank you. So
Mm.
you are. How fast are you all running?
Well, I'm on all fours, so my movement speed is. Let me check. I can go 35 feet per square walking, but I'm running, so 65 feet. Because I'm on all fours.
Alex is about a similar speed. He's like 30 feet walking. And running, I imagine, is double.
Okay. Aya has bapped out her wings. Because she is with you. And is following. I think that's everybody, right? No, Alduin.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Alduin. Well, I mean, how fast is Alduin?
Probably 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet walking. Alduin's just like, guys, why are you going so fast? Guys! I can't run that fast! Well, Hunter is literally keeping up while in a walking pace.
Picturing Alduin running, but he's got that like one-man band thing on him, doesn't he? So he's like.
I'm not sure if he ever removed it. Because, like, I'm pretty sure he removed it, but for all we
Maybe
know,
he
he
did.
still has it on him. But he probably doesn't.
I'm picturing he still has.
It's a cute part of him. He's an absolute baby. I love him. But, it's guys! Well, Hunter, like, is somehow keeping up speed, but looking like he's just walking. He's just kind of calmly.
So you're going through the darkened streets, and there is nobody around. It is weird.
Alex, is there supposed to be so little people around? I don't think so, Alduin. I don't think so.
There is the sound of a bell tolling off in the distance.
Come on. Why the spooky bell? Do cities even have bells these days? I don't... Alex, stop asking questions. I don't know. I've been gone for 100 years.
You also, Alex, as you're running through the streets of this is a very familiar city for you. As you're running through these streets, you see, or you think you see, ghostly figures of people that you have known in the past.
He looks at this and pauses. Like, everyone else is probably still moving, but he just stops.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex, I'm gonna pull up my tablet just because I kind of trust the dice roller a little more.
That's fair.
It still gives me bad rolls sometimes, though, and then I just...
I know.
Okay, perception. Perception, he's gotta have good perception, man. Let's go. Oh, can't be bad. He rolled a 30.
Yeah, when you stop, all those ghostly images go away.
Get a bit of a spine chill. You slowly start picking up speed with the group again.
After about 5 minutes, it doesn't take you that long to get to the Hellhound District. You stop. This area, you've noticed that there's a tunnel shift. Where you were before, it was just dark, and that laughter that's now kind of faded into the background. The laughter has stopped,
Mm.
and the setting is a blood red.
That's not reassuring.
The buildings in this area also have that reddish hue, and you get the distinct feeling that in this area, uh, the buildings, they all look decrepit, like no one's touched this area like in 100 years. It looked like that this area was going to be set up for a celebration of some sort, but the decorations look like they're falling apart. Um.
I hate this.
So yeah.
Well, this place looks like it's seen better days. Hunter just kind of says, well, his arms are crossed.
Dracathio comes to a skidding halt in front of like a pile of rubble in the middle of the street. Before
Vess
he
tumbles-
collides into it. Yeah.
Vess tumbles over his head and bounces into the rubble.
Vess, are you good?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Sorry, Doctor. As he gets to like his hind legs, standing.
Alex walks over to the rubble and pulls Vess out. You good, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. He just puts you down and kind of just brushes off the rubble for you.
Everyone, roll me a perception check.
All right.
Okay, another perception check. Okay, Alex should be able to do this. Because he can pretty much always get his perceptions.
25.
Alex got a 20.
25?
Yep.
Alex got a 29.
Wow, I got a 20.
20.
Dang.
Dirty 20 now.
That's fine. Who got a 29?
Alex got a 29. Alduin just got a 25. They're all rolling high today.
Yeah, now I've got to roll for Aya, so give me a second.
I'm gonna roll for Hunter. Hunter got a 25 as well. Thank you, bot. And
Well,
Well,
she still
Seth-
got it, but she was the lowest.
oh yes.
Yeah, she got a 16.
Oh, actually, no. I just rolled for Flechette. Flechette rolled a 10. So,
Okay. Yeah, full of shit. You're not going to notice this.
Yeah, like he's kind of just casually teleporting because he doesn't really want to walk. So.
Yeah, and this he just poofed into this area, so that's
And he's still trying to hold his mask together while he's teleporting.
Yeah. He's really
Right.
busy. I like how no one's really asked what's going on with that. Just everyone's accepted that as
so
a fact.
everybody who got above a 15, which is everybody but Flechette, here's this in their head.
Mhm.
The more you leave behind, the more you take.
For some reason, Alex hearing this, he kind of flinches a little bit. Do little wavy arms as I say that. Ooh.
What is that supposed to mean? He looks around like for
I
where the
wonder,
voice came from.
Would people have to roll to notice Alex's flinch?
Actually, because everybody rolled so high, except for Aya, most people who rolled high, yeah, they all know that everybody who rolled above it, who had a 20 or above, notices Alex's flinch. So Aya did not notice that.
Alex, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. You don't look fine. Like I should be more disturbed about the voice in my head. I'm not sure if anyone else heard it, but
I definitely
kinda-
heard it. It was creepy as all get out.
but
Did anybody understand what that voice was saying? Says Aya.
I don't know. But Alex seemed to have some sort of reaction about it. Alex
Well,
kind of
I
has just
mean,
a face of
it sounded like
unease.
a riddle. Another one of those riddles.
Hmm. Flechette just goes, "What are you guys talking about? I just got here."
Well, we'll step up to Flechette and say, we all heard a voice in her head say, "The more you leave behind, the more you take."
When Flechette hears that, he kind of goes, "Oh." He looks over to Alex. Did Alex hear it?
Yeah, Alex heard it. In our
Ah.
heads.
Ooh. My grandma's interacting with me. Oh God. Hello, grandma. But
Vess is gonna step up and look at the building in front of them.
Well, I mean, you're in a.
Or
This is
we're
a
not.
rather decrepit area, so which building are you stepping in front of?
Oh, I guess the half of a building in front of us.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. What are you what are you looking for? You've been given the very strange, sentence. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to what looks like any sort of door facing our side, and I'm
Okay.
gonna peer inside. I don't know if it needs to be opened or if it's just like an open doorway. But
The door has long since collapsed.
okay,
All you see are the rusty hinges.
Vess will peer inside then.
Well, that's
Okay.
not foreboding.
Nope. Okay. Roll me, just you. Roll me a perception check.
15.
You peer into the gloom, and what just beyond you is it's a room that's it's the largest room. I'm going to say it's about 10 feet by 20 feet. It looked like it was a uh one of those old a kitchen, but all the furniture in here is not there. It's all like broken and decaying. There there is a fireplace, but it doesn't look like it has been lit in years, and just it stinks like something has died in here recently. It stinks.
Ooh, well, back
Al-
up.
the Alduin goes, "Ugh, I don't like that smell. It smells bad." Alex kind of looks over his shoulder, looks around, and goes, "Is it just me, or is it weird not to have Mage Hand around berating me?"
Dracathio kind of like
I think that's the least of our worries.
walks over, peers through the door, takes one good whiff up with his snout, and nearly hurls.
Alex just kind of like he smells it. You can see him kind of react, but he also his brain isn't somewhere. His face is he's thinking about something.
He's deep
Really
in thought. Yeah, I
deep
can
in
understand.
thought.
Yeah, he's thinking.
And Flechette is very concernedly looking at him, holding his mask desperately, but looking at him like nervously. But of course, he's wearing a mask, so you can't really tell what his facial expression is.
So now what do you do?
Hmm. Hunter goes, just. Is there anything of importance in there?
Well, let's before we go too far in the building, let's check and see if there's any recent signs of movement going into the building.
That's
So, like,
fair.
Like any disturbances in the dust on the floor or anything like that.
Tracking around, I can do that. Hunter is going to pull an investigation just to see if there was any evidence of people being here before
Okay.
Vess, of course. And being a hunter, he should be at least decent at this stat. Come on. He rolled a 19.
Uh,
That's all I can ask from him.
Hunter, you root around, and it looks like this place hasn't been occupied in at least 80 years. The smell which is emanating from this, it to your nose smells like rancid food that has long gone bad. Just it stinks in there. It really stinks.
Hunter's nose is so well trained; he could tell what is what when it smells bad.
Well, I mean, he did so well in his
Yeah.
check that's the reason why I'm giving it to you.
Anyways, it makes sense to a hunter, but like he just kind of like sits there for a moment. You guys can even hear him like kind of like, He stands up. Like it's kind of confusing how he's not appalled by the smell. Well, no one's really been here for a while, and that smell is just some rancid food, as I can discern it. Oh, how did you get that from just being in the room for a few seconds? And stinks. Also a lot of... You get the point. I mean hunter for a reason, damn it. Okay. Wolfen just says, giving a tiny little thumbs up.
Dracathio's just gonna kind of like follow Hunter slowly into the the hole.
Just hold your nose.
Yeah.
Hunter didn't exactly go into the building. He was checking it for
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's just kind of gonna like look in, but he's gonna get on all fours now.
Yeah.
Like he's like Hunter was examining like the wood and everything, and ignoring anything that Vest accidentally left, like footprints. Just ignoring his footprints and only paying attention to anything new. Well, can't tell if anyone's been here before. Well, more of I can't see any evidence. No one's been here for years. Probably abandoned part of the town. Say.
Well, it would be a good place to hide our friend if that's the case too.
Well, unless they teleported in or went through a different entrance from here. No evidence they came from here, at least.
Who all's going into this building?
Well, Hunter can withstand the smell, so he walks in, of course.
Okay.
Alex is too deep in thought. Technically, Flechette has no nose, so he could probably do that. But
Okay.
Dracathio's gonna go in.
Can I use alter self to like remove my nose temporarily?
You would, but it's not going to eliminate the.
I don't think it's going to remove your actual smelling capabilities.
Yeah, it's not going to remove.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to remove your smelling capability. You can walk in there with a kobold with no snout. You would look really weird.
How about
Flat-faced kobold.
at least make my nostrils like longer so it's harder to smell?
If you do that, I'm going to make a joke.
So there's at least 4 people walking in here, right?
Yeah.
One's walking in on all fours.
Well, yes, but 4 people.
This will join whether or not this nonsense works.
Actually, well, Aya's walked in here too, so.
Is your snout longer, Russ? I swear to God, if it is, it'd be funny.
I was tempted to have Vess like make his like nose longer to try to make it harder to smell, and then give himself like elephant ears and be like, "I'm in costume."
Sees that, he's just gonna go, "Oh, Vess, did you tell a lie?"
No, he didn't. It's a little.
While you guys are going in and discussing this and making very small jokes about costumes, A comes out and Vess, what is your AC?
Oh, it is 15.
Oh, good. Or bad, depending.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Let's see here. Oh boy. Yeah. This isn't going to end well for you. Let's see here. That's what I want. Let's see. 6 and then... Right. Well, hang on. I don't quite have enough d6 to do this. So... Ooh! Ow! That hurt! Oh god!
What happened?
Ooh.
How much damage?
Alright, Vess, you get hit by an arrow for
Ooh.
34 points of piercing damage.
Ouch, 34.
34?
It
Ooh,
is.
ow.
Dracathio is going to stop where he's like on all fours, crouch low, and he's going to stealth.
What?
Roll me your stealth check.
Yep. All right.
Hunter sees this and quickly whips around to wherever the arrow came from.
16.
Can I tell automatically where the arrow came from, or do I have to? I'm gonna. roll for
I want you to roll me a perception check.
it. Okay, Hunter is proficient in that.
Where are you stealthing to, Drag?
He's stealthing over to one of the opposite corners of the room, away from where the thing was, near some rubble. Like probably like a fallen in ceiling or something like that. Or some furniture, whatever you want to use. He's basically looking for cover.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I don't think this was the right roll.
Ooh, I think we have an Arkham.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show my face because I'm at work.
Okay, that's
So-
fine. That's
Do
fine.
not. So if don't respond as much and you hear like me talking, I'm probably delivering. So
You're
excited.
fine. You're fine. I think we left Arkham in a city, and we'll get back to you.
cool.
You can just sit there and listen to the spookiness.
Cool.
Hunter quickly whips around. He rolls a 31.
A 31.
Yeah.
Hot diggity durg. Let's see. But not good enough.
Oh damn! How high is that? Can you tell me?
Nope.
That was a 31.
Yes.
That's one of the hottest rolls I can roll. Unless you're considering Alduin's attacks, because Alduin's attack rolls are fucking nutty. But like,
Yeah, I know.
that is almost the highest number a hunter can hit. Well, not really. The highest number is if he got a nat 20. He got a 19.
I know.
Did we?
You can get through.
We didn't
walking
see a
that way.
person fire an arrow. Like,
You
do
can get
we
through.
see a person? Okay.
God, you fucking late.
Vess is gonna try to guess where the person who fired is.
Okay,
And
I want you to
Okay.
roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
No, investigation. I'm sorry, investigation. That's what you're supposed to be rolling.
Oh, fair enough. I think it's the same roll for me, actually. But
Yeah.
I've never had a 31 fail before.
Maybe because the person has a higher stealth than your perception.
Damn.
I got a dirty 20.
You were trying to find out where the shot came from, right?
Yes.
Okay. It came from outside.
Okay. So probably further than 60 feet away.
very much further than from
Okay.
60 feet away.
Right, so scratch that plan. Oh, actually no. I'll do this plan instead. I will. I probably. Well, I can't see who fired, right? All right. So Vess is gonna cast Eldritch Blast, and he's just gonna kind of like shotgun
The window.
backwards along the path of the arrow, like pew pew pew, and then he's gonna dive for cover.
I'm gonna turn down Arkham. He's really loud.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I've turned you down.
Turned you down.
If you have to, you can mute me if you want until it's my turn.
Okay.
Okay. But hella. Like, are you just gonna blast out the window?
Yeah, pretty much. Pew pew pew, and then I'm gonna dive for cover.
Hey.
When it's
Roll.
Ducathio's next turn, he's going to do something else to help the team.
Okay.
Also,
Roll me. How many Eldritch Blasts are you firing out?
3.
Okay. Roll me attack rolls on those.
Okay, just normal ones or disadvantage?
Disadvantage because you don't know where you're
Yeah.
firing these things.
I'm firing kind of blind.
Yeah, you're firing blind. Yep.
So the first roll was a natural 1.
Oh, Lord. Okay. That was a nat 1 on that one. Okay, what were the other two?
Just sorched a neighbor's cat.
no, you just roast someone's nice china that happened to look like a cat.
12
Okay.
and one more.
Mhm.
Oh, that could have been a crit, but it was a 19. 19 instead.
Is that with all your stuff added to it?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
19 with disadvantage. So that was the lower roll plus, and that includes all my bonuses.
All right. Well, let's take this in order. Your first shot with the natural 1. You start to. Now I'm gonna. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Okay. You go. Ha! And you realize you're turned in the wrong direction. You start firing into the room. Ducathio,
Yes.
what is your AC?
My AC is 16.
Roll your damage, Dr. Vess, on that first hit.
Oh, jeez.
Like, your eyes are closed, and you're just super confident.
Like, he reeled back to fire, and then he fired backwards by accident.
Like when you're bowling.
Only 4 force damage, so hooray.
So that's how much damage you take, Drag. I'm sorry.
All right. So you just hear like a growl from like behind the one of these like broken pieces of furniture, and you just say, "Watch where you're firing."
Behind a different piece of furniture, Vess is like, sorry.
Your second shot goes wide, and it's fired in the correct direction. Your third shot, please roll me some more damage.
Dang. I actually hit something.
Let's see if you get the right thing.
I hit something, but it wasn't what I was aiming for, so I guess I missed.
8 damage. 8. 8.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I didn't. I thought maybe it didn't go through.
No. I heard you. I was changing things on my character sheet.
Oh, fair enough.
You shoot the last one. It goes down. You heard it hit something.
I'll take it.
What? Well, I have a plan for what Hunter's gonna do after it rotates to him eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's him already. But yeah, I gotta wait for everyone to have their turn.
Okay, let's see. That was Dr. Veth. Ducathio, would you like to go?
Yes. Ducathio is going to cast fog cloud. At first
On
level.
where?
Let's see. I need to figure out how this works. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. He's going to pick the center of the room.
Okay.
The sphere spreads around corners and is in the areas heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration until a wind or moderate greater speed affects it or disperses it. And
Okay.
at higher level, you cast a spell using a spell slot at second level or higher. The radius of the fog increases by 20 feet for each slot above the first. Right now, it is only 120 feet
Okay.
by 20 feet. Oh, sorry, the range is 120 feet. The diameter is 20 feet, so it's a 20-foot sphere.
Okay. So you're depositing that in the center of the room.
Yes, around the party.
Ah.
So I'm
Now-
going to activate that as casted. And that lasts for up to 1 hour, and it's a concentration spell.
Right. Okay. And now, Hunter, it is now your turn.
Thanks. Hunter's gonna take an interesting action to locate this person because that's
Okay.
gonna be important. He's gonna turn to Vess, and because I imagine the arrow's still in him.
Yep.
Casually. Hunter's
It's,
gonna
it,
grab
it,
it.
it is him.
He's gonna remove it in any way you can imagine. He's gonna, okay, I need this. Just pops off. And
I
he's
need
going
this,
to
yoink.
he's gonna pull a interesting action that he has, but I'm going to make it fair by making it because it can take up his whole turn to do.
Okay.
He's going to activate his hunter sense ability where he can grab an object or a pile of blood that a person is attached to, of course.
Uh-huh.
And then he can use his ability to sense where they are, or at least mark a location or have footsteps go to them.
Okay.
Footprints. But yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to get on his knee and just say, okay, defend me for a second, as he's just going to hold it.
As this fog envelops you.
Yeah, the fog envelops, and then also a dark mist starts forming around Hunter anyways, around the object he's holding.
Okay.
Because he's kind of detecting it. And that's his whole turn, because it'll take
Okay.
until next turn for it to actually pop.
Alduin, are you planning on doing anything?
Alduin's outside the house and just goes, what happened? He's gonna, like, kind of...
Well, you heard
Yeah.
you
And everyone-
heard that, and you heard Dr. Vess go, ah!
Yeah, and also I heard the loud Eldritch Blast. Alex is just like...
Mm-hmm.
He's still deep in thought. And just, like... Alduin's just like, Alex! Alex! Get out! It's not working.
And you just see fog kind of like come out throughout the building.
He kind of looks around the house for some reason. I guess when someone's nervous, they kind of frantically look around.
I want you to roll me in a perception check.
Come on, Alduin. Your perception's not as good as anyone else's, really. Because you only have a +6. He rolled a 13.
Don't see a thing.
Like I said, those rolls are a lot lower.
I know. That's
But,
neat. So that was Alduin, Alex. No, Alex is deep in thought. Alduin, Hunter, Dr. Vess, Cathio. Yep, that's everybody. Here, who am I hitting now? Oh, that will do. Another! And this one... Oh, easily. Easily. Oh, ouch. Owie! This one Another arrow comes out and hits Aya.
Oh no.
And she's looking. Well, she hasn't been healed yet, so she's looking really, really bad.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat actually.
Flechette just kind of he's standing here doing nothing. But
Well,
yeah.
Flechette has actually, because you're you're a higher being than these people.
Yes. Oh,
Your
yeah. Mhm.
your detection is off. Something is weird going on here. I watched you in succession
Mhm.
to first roll me a perception check and then an arcana check.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a perception for Flechette. Flechette rolled a 25.
Okay?
And an Arcana check.
And an arcana check.
Okay, I'll buff this as he could probably sense magic, and he rolled 27. Luckily.
27 for the arcana?
Yeah.
Okay. For your perception check, you do have a general idea. You still can't see the person, Flechette.
Mhm.
But you've got a more general idea where these shots are coming from. They are definitely outside the building, where the rest of your party has gone into. The Arcana, it feels like controlling magic. You've felt this before.
Mm-hmm.
This is controlling magic. Something is being controlled by something else.
I think I just realized what's going on. I'm gonna keep it to myself though, because I don't think Flechette will come to such a
Oh, Flechette can think about it himself. As a matter of fact, if you want to DM your idea, you can. Of what's going on.
Okay, let me text my theory, my game theory. No,
Yeah, your game theory. Yes, please
just a
text me your
theory.
game theory. So all of you have seen yet another arrow, because it went right over Hunter's head and hit Aya.
This is my theory because I only know one person with such good stealth stats. I just put the calculation through my brain. Who the hell is texting me? Anyways. As I thought. I'm a smart cookie sometimes. But,
Okay, so Vess, you were up first. What do you want to do?
Oh geez. Let's see. I will. See. I gotta rest because I'm out of like spell slots and stuff.
You're out. Yes, you're out of the spell slot.
Yeah. I will. Do we? Okay, so I hit something out there before, right?
You're not sure what you hit, but you know you hit something. And the direction when you fired off that third one, you weren't too sure about the direction either.
Okay. Shoot.
Yeah.
Is there any way this is kind of unorthodox, but is there any way I can use my like Eldritch blasts, like try to fire 3 of them off in like a spread for covering fire? Make it harder for the person to like shoot at us? I don't know if that really can work that way.
Well, the fog cloud is kind of doing the pretty good job.
Yeah, that's true. It would be redundant with that. Okay.
Yeah. Although you're getting this in your head because Gabrielle's like sitting there right by your shoulder. I understand that you're trying to, help your friends out, but you're not looking so good, boss.
Yeah. That's a good point. I think I might also have to ask you a favor, Gabrielle.
What is it?
Well, you're hidden. Can you go out there and see if you can find who's shooting at us and where they are?
I can certainly try. As long as you stay here and don't move.
Will do. Will do.
And you do have the vague sense of her kind of leaving you and going out into darkness.
Okay.
She is invisible, but because you two are connected, you have that.
Which is what I was counting on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I'd also like to do. I'm gonna take like full cover.
Okay. You can certainly do that.
I'm gonna take full cover, but then I'm gonna shout out the window, parlay, we'd like to parlay. And my intent is to just be distracting, but like kind of a desperate.
I want you to roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
And she is going to give me a second here.
Only a 14.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. Give me a second here. I need another d20 and not the one that I was. There we go. All right. Let's see. That was you. Hunter?
Yes.
No, Drac. I'm sorry. It's
Okay.
Alright.
it's Drac.
Drac,
You just saw Ea take an arrow to the shoulder.
he's gonna go over to, like, kind of like slink low over to Aya, and he's going to whisper, you might want to hang back for this one. You're not looking too hot.
I know.
And
But if we don't do something, whoever that is going to get us all.
I recommend you stay as far out from this as possible, and I may have a way of
Right.
getting you to safety.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
going to cast Long Strider on you.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
Alright. And that's my second spell slot for the day.
All
So
right.
do you need me to tell you what that does, or you know what it does? For our audience, you touch a creature. Target speed is increased by 10 feet until the spell ends, and it lasts for 1 hour.
Is that also a concentration spell?
It does not say. It says buff.
If it does not say concentration, then yes, you can cast that. Because remember,
Yeah.
you have to
Yep.
keep concentration on the fog cloud that you've put up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Concentration. Components VSM.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. All I wanted to
Yeah.
know was if it was a concentration spell, and it's not, because I just went
It's
and looked
not,
up
yeah.
the spell.
Yep.
So, you're fine.
And
Okay.
he's gonna hold
so,
this action.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh.
Well, actually, it takes one action to cast that, so he used his action. Right. As a minor, he is going to, however, draw his great axe off his back. All right, whose turn is it next?
What are you doing?
Well, he did his full action, his first action to
Which was the spell, and then
as
he moved.
and then as a bonus action, he moved, and then as a free action, he's going to draw his great axe, and that's the end of his turn.
All right. Hunter.
Ah, yes. Finally goes back around, meaning his spell has finished its build.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Fresh for everyone, it just looks like he's kneeling down with an arrow in his hand and it's smoldering. But either way, after a few seconds of everyone's turn going past, all of a sudden the smoke puffs out and just starts hitting the floor, turning into footprints towards the direction of the person, because that's really what the footprints do.
Okay. You see the footprints go off into a direction. Yes.
Well, Hunter's gonna have to follow these now.
Yes, he is.
Like everyone, you just kind of see him get up and start walking a direction. Because I'm not sure if those footprints are visual for everyone else.
They're
And,
only visible.
Yep.
They're only visible to you.
Yeah, out of nowhere, he just gets up and starts walking.
Dracathio
Yeah.
just looks over, like, as he's, like, drawing his axe and just thinks to himself, what is he doing?
Hunter's walking, and practically Hunter's entering his Dark Matter's games instinct, where he's just following these blindly until he finds the person he's hunting.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, he takes out his hunting knife, he kind of does a little flourish with it as he starts walking, and following the footprints.
And we're going to leave you there. Alduin,
Yes.
what are you doing?
He's just kind of panicking, like, oh no, what do I do? Alex, wake up! Stop! What would my brother do in this situation? Flashback. Get a hold of yourself! Ow! Do I really want to do that with a werewolf? It's gonna have to work. Snap out of it! Ah! What the hell?
Alex, roll
Yes.
me a perception check.
Yeah.
That's not to be funny.
Okay, Alex. You have a good perception. There's no reason you should fail this. You got a 28. Alex got a 28.
Alex, you notice the slap.
Ow, ow! Jesus! What the hell? I had to snap you out of it. Out of what? You got in some weird, deep thought. Oh, sorry. What's going on? I think something's going really wrong, and you're one of our only, heftier people for having such little health. Hey, don't insult my health. Sorry. What? Alex kind of peers into the doorway, going, "What's going on in there? What's going on in there?"
You met with thick fog and no one answers you, I'm assuming, unless someone wants to call out.
You can probably smell you guys' scent through the scents, because wolves have really
True,
good
yeah.
sense of smells.
Yep.
It's like, okay, they're not responding, but damn it. I imagine Hunter is visible as he's walking off.
Well, there's
Yeah.
still the fog.
There's
Well, he
still the
walked out
fog.
of the building.
Yeah, he walks out of the building. Alex, yeah, as soon as you look in the building, there is this fog, but you do detect the telltale signs of at least 2 people hit through your nose.
Yeah, because you can smell the blood.
You can smell the blood. One that's distinctly kobold and one that's distinctly tiefling. So you know you've been hit.
He just goes, "You guys okay? I can smell blood."
Yes, I'm fine. Ow. Someone hit me with an arrow.
Damn it. Where's Hunter wandering off to? I don't know. Alduin just says. Damn it. Alex is going to walk his way in to assist, or just be a meat shield at this point.
Okay.
Alex has not gotten healed yet. Since
No, nobody has. Not
yeah.
yet.
But Alex walks in, he goes, okay, it's really foggy, and why is it so foggy in here? Whatever. He's probably he's gonna use up his action just to practically, guard over the already hurt people to keep arrows from hitting them.
Alright. At this point, Hunter, you're following these footsteps.
Yeah.
And it's curious that these footsteps are leading you further and further away from the group to another building. And the words that were spoken in your head come back. Do you remember the words?
Roughly.
The more you leave behind, the more you take. What are you following?
Wait, can you repeat that question?
The more you leave behind, the more you take. What are you following?
He's following the footprints, but that does make him go, oh, what is that supposed to mean? Doesn't relate to me, right?
Actually, roll me a wisdom check.
Ooh, wisdom. I don't know how he fares in wisdom. He's got to be smart, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling okay with giving him good rolls on many things, just because being a hunter means he has a lot of advantages. Damn, why is he rolling so good? 26. It is a dirty
It's
one though. But yeah.
that's fine. You connect what was being said in your head, which was a riddle. I mean, Aya said that as much, to what you're following. The more footsteps behind, the more you take.
Now let me use my actual human brain to think. So he's following the footprints, like those steps, but he's taking more steps to follow them. That's as much
And
understanding.
it looks like he's being led somewhere.
Well, he's gonna have to follow it. He doesn't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Following these footprints or not, these are the only things he has to really guide him in a direction. But he is stuck thinking about other things as he's following. He's thinking, why did Alex flinch when he heard this riddle?
I've just sent you a DM.
Yes, I would like to see it. Ah, yes. What does you just want me to say it out loud or in
No, just DM that to me because I'm going to be DMing that to somebody else.
I wish I could draw that out real quick, but I don't have the time.
Don't worry about it. So we circle back around, and oddly enough, the arrows. There's not another shot. Only 2 shots were fired. What do you do?
Cathio is going to carefully and quietly, while still stealth, leave cover and kind of like crawl around on all fours, like very low to the ground, towards where he thinks the door is. And he's gonna motion to Aya to follow on all fours.
Aya kind of slides down the wall that she's behind.
Yep.
And you really think that's a good idea?
You can move a lot faster than I can. We need to get out of here.
Why do I have a walking speed of 20?
I do not know.
I have a walking speed of 20. Why do I have a walking speed of 20?
What Aya does?
Yeah!
Also add plus 10 to that because you have the...
Oh yeah, and she has now a normal walking speed. But it's kind of like, what happened?
Was that maybe like left over from when Aya was like much smaller?
No, this is what she's always had.
Okay.
Huh.
Noticed.
That's
Don't
weird.
know. That is weird.
Maybe it was a debuff that you applied to the character?
No. It's weird. Just
Yeah.
okay. At any rate, okay.
This is roughly how I can describe it without making it too long.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything? Or do anything?
No.
Okay. Because he's moving, towards the door. So,
Fixing up my
oh.
spelling here. Oh, give me a sec.
Well.
There it is, I'm back. What are you all being quiet for?
Hang on. Just hang on.
I'm hanging onto this cliff as best I can.
Oh, no. Also, I will eventually draw what he looks like later.
Yeah,
I'll
I know.
turn into that. So I like doing that.
Make sure that I copied that right. Okay. So, Dr. Vest, this is
Yeah.
this is what you are getting from Gabrielle. Gabrielle has flown off into the direction of where these shots were taken from, and she goes, I don't understand it, boss. Um, there's nobody here. There is uh a note.
Oh. Do you think you can you retrieve the note quickly and quietly? I'd rather look
Yeah, I can do that.
just in case something's there hidden also. Just like
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's small enough for me to pick up. I'll pick it up and bring it back to you.
all right, perfect.
And you hear grunting.
Yeah,
Really
sure
heavy
enough.
piece of paper.
This little piece of paper is like in the air, like kind of going like
Yeah.
Whipping in the wind.
I suppose that doesn't become invisible just because she picks it up.
No. And it had to have been on her before she went invisible, unfortunately.
That's fair. I will, after having that telepathic exchange. Is anyone actually left in the house? Vessel, like, turn and look, because I think everyone else might have left.
Oh, no, Aya is very slowly moving to the front to where Dracathio is. She looks like she is really, really hurt. She's just kind of like, ah.
Vess
But
will.
she is keeping low and just she's kind of wary of what's going on out there. You do not see Hunter.
Alex
Okay.
is casually here.
Yeah, Alex is also in front of the door.
I'll
Alduin
start.
is actually hiding behind a barrel at this point.
Old one in the barrel.
Yeah, older than a barrel.
Vess will say just loud enough for everybody in the vicinity to hear. He'll say, "Hey, the guy, whoever was shooting at us, might have left, but Gabrielle found a note. She's bringing it back."
Tricathio just kind of like doesn't say anything. He's still crawling on the floor, stealth mode. And he's like looking back occasionally, like over his shoulder at Aya, trying to keep pace with her so that she doesn't get, caught in any additional crossfire.
And as you two are coming out, you do see, Tricathio, you see, very strangely, a floating piece of paper coming towards you.
He reaches up, grabs it.
Hey! Get that back! You hear a very familiar pixie voice saying,
Oh, sorry. He says, I was gonna read it for the group, but...
Oh! Oh!
That's
Why are you
fine.
down there? Why are you
Fine,
down
go.
there?
Because I am currently trying to get out of this building, as he, like, finally exits the building rubble and, like, crawls out, with Aya behind him, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And it's kind of moved off to the side, and she looks, as I said, she looks really horrible.
Yep.
She sits down. She goes,
I can't take it, unfortunately. I'm sorry. It's not.
She lets you have the note.
What does it say?
It says this. I'm a strange contradiction. I'm new, I'm old. I'm often in tatters, oft decked in with gold. Though I never could read, yet lettered I'm found. Though blind, I am enlightened. Though loose, I am bound. I'm always in black, I'm always in white. I am grave and I'm gay. I'm heavy and light. In form, too, I differ. I'm thick and I'm thin. I've no flesh and bones, yet I'm covered in skin. I have more points than a compass, more stops than a flute. I sing without voice, without speaking confute. I'm English, I am German, I am French, I am Dutch. Some love me too fondly, some slight me too much. I often die soon, though I live sometimes. I sometimes live ages, and no mark alive have so many pages.
What the hell?
Tricathio just, like, looks at the note, like, dumbstruck.
That's a lot of words.
And he says, the only thing that came to mind reading this, but I don't believe there's anything nearby that would resemble an organ. I mean, that's the only instrument that I know of from Anthem. I know this is an Anthem, but they could have organs here.
Alex taps his foot.
Alex,
Yeah?
and this is a very old and ancient, well, it's a riddle.
Well, it's like, well, it's a riddle. I don't know what to tell you.
But you have heard of it, like, before. You've heard it someplace.
Come on, Alex. This is your home. Don't fail me.
Roll me a history check.
Let me check his history. Oh, come on. It's a +1.
Come on. I know you can do it.
I would ask for advantage because this is his home, but also...
I will give you advantage because this is your home.
Okay, roll once.
I'll give it to you.
Roll twice. Ugh. He rolled a 14 and 16. This is absolute toxic.
Well, the 16 actually is better. And you sit there and Alex, you're sitting there and thinking, and you're going, you've heard of these, and there is one of those buildings in this section. You need to go to a library.
You see his brow go a little bit and goes, library. We need to go to the library.
Tricathio just looks up and is like, library? I thought it was an organ. I was way off.
Library.
I was thinking books, at least. So library fits.
Library. He just is running in a direction.
Yeah, you're running in a direction.
Tricathio just like is sitting on the cobbles and he's like looking over at Aeon's like, do you want to ride on my back again?
I think that would be best. And
Old
she
one.
kind of slowly, kind of painfully gets up onto your back and kind of hangs on, like onto your neck.
Yep.
Go.
Hold on tight. As he gets on all fours again and...
Alduin goes, like, you guys don't really notice him, but all of a sudden he goes, behold! He's standing on top of a barrel on its side.
Oh, you're gonna barrel roll?
He's going to barrel roll it.
Do a barrel roll.
I was just thinking that too.
Tricathio's just running on all
Beth,
fours.
what are you doing? You're being left behind.
I'm trying to keep up.
Okay.
I figure I'm using my jump spell, but I don't think I necessarily
Boing,
moved any
boing,
faster.
boing,
Yeah,
boing.
You,
Yeah.
you could probably hit your right on Alex.
yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
Flechette is also just lightly following.
Yeah, Flechette, you're just kind of going from. You're doing the teleporting thing again, and your brain is kind of going, yeah, library full of books. That's what the riddle meant. Yeah,
I like books.
you like books. Yeah. You don't know why the thing is leading you to a library or to a lot of books, but hey, it makes sense.
A library.
Yeah, a library full of books. By the way, you guys do not see Hunter. You don't pass him. You don't see him.
Tricathio just looks back, like, as he's sprinting forward, like, on all fours. And he's just, like, seeing this guy standing on a barrel, just expertly balancing as he's, like, running with the barrel as it's rolling.
Alduin is casually humming or muttering some sort of almost circusy tune as he goes.
Yep.
And Tricathio just says, there's something you don't see every day.
Alduin goes... Alduin's like, this is really fun, actually.
So, Alex, you lead them to a library. To the library in this particular section.
Mm-hmm.
And I will come up with the name in just a minute. One, thank you.
I have a name suggestion, but I don't know if it would fit. I'll message you it if you want.
Actually, I've come up with one. You lead them to a place that's called Labyrinth Library.
That's not really a very promising name, Alduin says, well, still on the barrel.
Tricathio just kind of like makes a sharp left down a street on his way to the library.
And the library, it looks like a library, but it also has those two, it's dilapidated, it looks abandoned, it looks like no one's been in here for, as I said, at least 80 years. It had two statues of animals that have since gone.
Mm.
And just but this is where Alex has led you, and Alex is pretty sure that this is the only library in this sector.
Yeah, this sector area. Alex looks pretty proud of himself.
Tricathio comes to not a skidding halt, but like a slow, decelerated like halt on all fours. It kind of does the side skid as he comes up alongside these like marble steps, I guess, leading up to the library.
Mm-hmm.
How's Aya feeling after that ride?
she's not looking good. Vest.
Yep.
And he's gonna roll one too. Vest, Roll me an Arcana.
Okie dokes. Let's see.
Ooh, that's good. That is real good.
16.
Yeah, I actually got better than you.
Fair enough.
But you get a 16. You, you, you hit
Respectable.
the threshold. Yeah, you hit the threshold. Both you and Aya realize that this place is brimming with magic.
Oh.
There's something magical coming out of this place.
Okay. Is it can we tell if it's like part of the building or is it like
It's just a general feeling
Okay.
that both you and Aya are getting. Flechette, you're also getting this feeling that this particular building is just radiating magic.
Gentlemen,
And
this place
and
is. Mhm.
and just for you, Flechette, because of your nature, Flechette, this magic feels familiar. You don't know
Really?
how,
Mhm.
but it feels familiar.
This whole place probably is familiar.
Oh yeah, the whole place feels familiar, but this specific place feels familiar to you, Flechette.
Flechette taps his foot a little bit.
So this place is just dripping magic. I was gonna say we've done a lot of running around and getting shot with arrows. Maybe we should take a little rest before we go inside.
Oh.
That would be advised as he looks over his shoulder, like up at Aya.
Well, Aya has actually sat up and went, wait. She slides off of Dracathio,
Dracathio stands.
and she purposely walks into the library.
Dracathio just holds out a paw and says, Aya, I don't recommend you go.
She keeps walking.
Alex goes, well, I'm following.
I guess we're going in the library instead of resting. Okay.
We can rest in the library. The library.
As you are all passing the entrance to this library, everyone gets the benefit of a long rest.
Oh, hey.
Magic.
Magic!
Yeah, everyone gets their health back.
And their spells.
Old one walks in and goes, oh, I feel better now. What the hell?
Dracathio
You
just
do.
kind of like shakes his fur and he's just like, well, that's new.
Well, basically the effect is that as you're walking through this front, you all start to glow. But it's not a bright glow.
Hey, Flechette even gets his health back. Wow.
And so I don't know if it could possibly apply here or not, but
Go ahead.
can I use my celestial resilience and regain temporary hit points and distribute some? Because I can do that at the end of a rest, but I don't know if that works for this.
I'll let you do it for this.
Okay. So I can give up to 5 other creatures 10 hit points, which I think covers the party. Dracathio.
So I add 10 hit points to my list, or
Yeah, you put it in.
Temporaries, but yeah.
Yeah, your temporaries. Oop, that is not the right character. That is completely the wrong character. Why am I doing that? Okay.
It's
There we go.
Aya, Dracathio, Alex, Alduin.
Mhm.
We have a 5th Hunter, I guess. Oh, Flechette, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Hunter's not here right now.
No, Hunter's not here.
Okay.
All anyone has seen of Hunter is him walking away from the building, and Alex and Oldwin seen him walking into the distance.
Okay.
That's
I guess
it. And you did see him while you were going to the library.
and I guess the 5th one can go to Flechette. Because Flechette's here, I think.
Nice.
Yes.
Anyways, he has lower health than.
There we
most.
go.
Mm-hmm. So you walk into the building, And as soon as you walk in, it looks like a library, but it looks like a library that has not been used. There are torn books, there are broken bookshelves. Um, it there are torn uh tapestries on the wall. This is a really broken down place.
Well, I guess we're not getting knowledge from here.
Does it
Alduin says.
does it look like it's neglected and ransacked, or does it look like it was ransacked recently?
It looks like it's neglected and ransacked.
Okay.
Although, let's roll me a perception check. Just fast. Come here.
I rolled a 4. I guess I was gonna run out of good rolls at some point.
Okay, you don't see it. Or you don't notice it, rather. And Aya doesn't do much better, so yeah. So neither one of you see it. But you are all walking through this place, and it still feels like there is magic here.
Alduin goes, magic. Where's the magic? Is it in here? He pokes his head into like a hole where the floorboards part. No.
No, and actually, when you poked your head through the hole, what you can see down below is a basement.
Oh, there's
and
a basement.
And it's musty smelling. It just
Ooh.
it's
I'll activate detect magic because I have an Eldritch Invocation that lets me do that. So
yeah.
I just cast it at will.
No, Will's not here. Sorry.
Yeah. Dang.
I had to.
All right, I cast it on myself.
Detect magic. Yeah, what does detect magic do? It allows you to know the school.
It allows you to perceive magic. I know with spells it'll let you identify like the school of magic, but in this case, I was mostly hoping I might be able to use it to like trace the flow of the magic, like find its origin point.
Okay. That is okay. Wow, I spelled that so badly that even Google doesn't know what I was spelling. So you activate your detect magic, and you see this magic flowing, and it looks like it's flowing. Other than it's all, there's two different types of magic. There's one that's all over this place, and you're assuming that was what technically healed you. But there's another one that's definitely leading you somewhere.
Okay. I'll turn to the others and I'll say, I think there's magic coming from this direction, and I'll start going that way.
Well, then let's go that way, Alex says while shrugging.
Yep, Dracathio is going to follow carefully with his great axe out, but at his side because he's very tense in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Flechette's just walking around with a random book in his hand, and he's like, for being a lot of broken books, some of these actually are pretty good reads.
As you're holding this book, Flechette, you have a memory.
Uh-oh.
Your memory is, you remember being here a long, long time ago.
Nice.
And helping citizens find books.
Oh, a very long time ago.
A very long time ago.
Like, this is, like, before he even formed one of his pieces of his mask.
This is way before that.
Yeah, this is, like, when he only was recently practically born into this world. This is, like, way too long ago, because these guys are, like, they live a long time. Like,
they do. And this was one of the reasons why he knows this town a little bit better than some of the other people that Dark Matter does, is he's lived in this town.
Yeah. This was when he was trying to find a purpose.
Mm.
But
So,
yeah, that's
Flechette,
him.
you remember being a librarian.
Oh. He just kind of like thinks about that, slowly closes the book and puts it back. Like it was kind of on the floor, but he actually organizes the books that's next to it.
Which
He
is
kinda
what a librarian does. All of you start seeing Flechette, after he said this with the book, starts putting the book back in its proper place. And then picks up another book and puts another book back in its proper place.
After a few books he places, he gives them all little pats before continuing.
Dracathio just looks at this and he's like... He doesn't say anything, but he's just like, in the back of his mind, he's like... What's going on?
So, as you're following this piece of magic, you have no idea what just happened behind you.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're following this magic.
He's got like sparkle eyes.
Oh yeah, sparkle eyes. And
Right.
and you're following this magic thing, and it leads you to a bookcase with books kind of taken out of them. It looked like books had been taken out of them. And on this, because you still have to take magic on, you see this in bright gold letters. You see this. Passed from father to son and shared between brothers, though it is used by many more others.
Where am I gonna go?
I'll recite that aloud to the party.
Oh.
Dracathio just walks between an aisle, turns the corner, and he's standing there between, like, I guess these two large aisles and a large corridor. There's like this book on a bookcase kind of thing, like a lectern, I'm assuming. This book just sitting on a lectern.
Yep.
Yep. And he says, "You found something?"
Yeah, there's a riddle written, hidden here in magic, I think.
Huh. He walks over, looks at it. Can he roll a history check?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm assuming that just be standard because he doesn't have any advantage in this place.
No, this is not your
Yeah.
home world.
Yep. Let's see what we get. That is a 15.
You also get a memory from Anthem. You've heard of these types of riddles as well.
Huh.
I want you to roll me a perception check.
Sure. 16.
Okay. Give me a second.
Sure.
We'll do that one. Okay, you had a 16?
Correct.
Okay. You're walking past these books that are all on the floor, and you idly pick up one of these books. And it's a book on werewolves.
Oh. Of this world. I imagine.
He flips to like the 5th chapter, and it's like something about like
Yes.
Well,
like looking for the hunt or something.
These particular werewolves
Yep.
are werewolves of old. Not the werewolves of this world, but
Oh.
people who have been cursed with the lycanthropy curse
Yep.
and can only be harmed by several bullets. Could, you know,
Yep.
that particular.
He's reading carefully, and he's like, when he reads about the silver bullet, he just kind of shudders and his fur stands on end.
Alex looks at your reading. It's like, I really don't think that really applies to the Pacific world as we are.
But as you're reading this poem comes back to mind. And you're furiously looking in this particular chapter of this book
Yep. For any clue.
for any clue.
Can I roll a investigation check?
You certainly may. Actually,
Or
Alex,
Yes.
I want you to roll me a history,
mm-hmm.
Ah, yes.
and you get advantage because this is your world, and then an investigation.
From me,
Okay.
or investigation from him and a history check from him?
Well, I both want you to roll me an investigation,
Okay.
but I want him to roll me a history.
Okay, with advantage, I was lucky able to
Well-
roll at 15 as my highest number.
Okay.
Ducathio rolled a 1.
Okay.
What a whiff.
What
And-
a whiff. Okay.
And Alex's investigation.
You're sitting there. You've read every page, and you know the answer that you're looking for is there, but it's not there. You know.
He's like
Alex
trying to look for
rolls-
like a capital letter in certain
Alex rolls a
sentences.
19.
Yep.
For your investigation or for your history?
For his investigation. His history was like
It's
a
a 16.
was a
Yeah.
15 actually.
Was a 15. Okay. You're also the book that Ducathio has picked up. You recognize it not being one of the books in this place. This is not anything about your people.
He goes, he kind of picks up and goes, this is not of my world's stuff. He says, well, like, he's kind of like now he's kind of grabbed it and he's holding it. He's kind of like looking around it and going, doesn't have any of the sigils from
No.
the city or anything.
It does not. But as you're reading the pages, because you can see that Ducathio is obviously frustrated. He could not find whatever it was he was looking for. He could not find it. And you're idly flipping through the pages, and you land on a word that says Luna.
He's gonna kind of like point that out. Like, what is this?
Ducathio says, Luna.
And at the minute you say that, the bookcase that had all these books that had fallen off, it starts to move.
Like to the side or something?
To the side, and you see behind it a passageway.
Oh,
Oh.
good job.
I was gonna say something about the moon, but that works too. Ducathio just kind of like pokes his snout through the opening, sniffing for any danger.
I'm guessing that you guys know what the answer to that particular rule was.
Book.
Something,
No,
something about the past.
no.
I was thinking surname.
You've got it. It's a
Okay.
name.
Okay.
Ah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I was just sitting there going, "Ooh, I gotta come up with one." Wait.
Oh, and then I
Yeah.
guess we read off a surname. That's what triggered it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
So now you're going into this tunnel, which is it's 10 feet wide. It's about 50 feet long, and it's about 20 feet high.
Ooh, and it's probably dark.
It's lit. It's
Oh, it
it's
is lit,
being
okay.
lit. It's lit by torches. You see
Okay.
torch sconces as you're walking through.
Dracathio's just kind of looking through as he's walking. He is going to be rolling a perception and looking for traps.
Okay, go ahead.
So we're going down to the basement.
Well, no, this
17.
hasn't opened up into a basement. This is just a long hallway.
Ah,
17.
17?
Yep.
You can't detect any traps in this hallway.
He says, looks clear to me, as he proceeds. And, he's walking on, his hind legs, currently.
Right.
Yep.
And as you get to the other side of this 50-foot hallway, there's a door. It's a wooden door. And on the wooden door, it has a symbol. It has it's a circle, like a full circle.
Alduin goes, is it safe?
Dracathio just says, I checked for traps. I don't believe that there are any in this general vicinity.
Is it? Oh, I still have detect magicka. Is it magical?
The door? No.
Okay. Then it's probably safe.
Is that hallway up to code?
Although, Vess, you have noticed that the path of magic has gone down this and underneath the door.
Okay, whatever we're looking for is past this door.
Okay. Alex goes, well, that's weird. I don't remember this.
Dracathio reaches up and he's going to grab the circle thing, which I'm assuming is a door knocker.
No, it's imprinted on the door.
Oh, it's imprinted on the door. I thought it was like a hanging metal
No,
piece.
there
Okay.
is a door handle here. No, it's
Yeah.
just imprinted on the door.
He looks at the rest
We
of the
gotta
group,
get knocked to be nice.
and he's reaching for the doorknob, and is about to turn it. Is anyone gonna say we should knock first?
That's up to you.
No. No.
No.
I think we should be
Dracathio
quiet.
Dracathio
stealthy.
slowly turns the door handle and opens the door, if he can.
You slowly turn the door handle and you open the door, and the door creaks like it has been used in many a year.
Dracathio just whispers, well, at least they know we're here now.
And you walk into the next room, and
I like when you say and the music in the background gets spooky.
and there are two large constructs in this room.
Dracathio just eyes these constructs and he says, very softly behind it, over his shoulder, I'd be careful. I don't know if these two things are active. They might be guards of some kind.
Are they constructs that Alex would recognize? Or Flechette, because they're both from the same world. Like,
No,
are they of old model or are they a new model?
neither you, Alex, nor Flechette recognize these guardians.
Well, that's
Recognize
weird.
these constructs.
Does Dracathio recognize them?
No.
Okay.
These are... Well, they're none of my world's tech, or at least my world's old tech. And they're none of your world's new tech, I don't think, either. Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't really peeked at the new world tech very much.
Are
So I don't think
they?
it's anything.
I will look at them with my wizard eyes. Are they magical?
My wizard, my special eyes. I special eyes.
Yes, actually, they are.
Are they the source of the magic, or
No.
okay?
The thing is, it looks like it's flowing past it.
Like they're guarding the magic.
Yeah. So the trail of magic goes past them, but the constructs themselves are magical, so they'll probably react if we try to go past them.
Flechette kind of lightly walks up to one and goes, doesn't look much of a threat to me.
As you walk up to Flechette, someone had to, right? As you walk up to Flechette, the eyes immediately come on with purple light.
Now
They both look down at Flechette, and they both raise their big fist.
Flechette just goes, well, of all the errors I've made, this is a miscalculation on my part.
And you see these two constructs start to attack Flechette. And I'm so sorry, Flechette.
Flechette's gonna get bonked like a mole, like a whack-a-mole.
Yep.
Like,
So the first Guardian is gonna make. What is your AC, Flechette? Did we ever determine that?
His AC, for one, just for a little fluff, it's less of his armor, it's more of his ability to dodge. But
Just
his AC is about, let's say, around 16. Not bad, but maybe not the best.
16.
Yeah, around 16.
Okay, so the first fist from the first guy does not hit, but he comes back around. The other one hits.
Like, Flechette takes a duck and goes, ha! You missed!
Pretty much.
Ah, you missed! Ow!
That is 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and that's just from the first one.
Well, not the worst amount of damage he's ever taken.
And now here comes the other Guardian.
Uh-oh. I like the idea, like, it misses, but then backhands him with the same fist.
Oh God.
Just like, boom, boom.
Yeah, but both, and now the second Guardian, who fully knows where you are at this point, hit with both hits.
Ow.
So the first one is, 16 points of damage, because I rolled max damage. Sorry.
Okay, how much damage?
And,
16.
16, yeah, 16 points of damage.
And he goes, ow, ow, okay, ow. Look, we just see him getting juggled around.
And the second one hits you for 8.
We just see him getting juggled. Like,
Ow, 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 ow.
Yep.
Ow.
Yep. And that was their go, and also that was a surprise round. So now it's all of you.
All right.
Well, she just lands in front of us, just in the funny death pose, just like.
Dracathio is going to rage.
Okay, hang on, it's not your turn yet.
Well, on his turn, he's gonna rage.
Okay, Vess, it's your turn.
All right. Let me see here. How wide is this corridor?
Well, no, you're in a room.
We're in a room. Okay.
Yeah. The room is. Let me describe the room. The room is, 20 feet. 20 feet long. 20 feet wide and 20 feet long, and the height is also 20. It's a 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And they're at the opposite end of you, so they're 20 feet away from you.
Oh, actually, this could work.
Good.
In the middle of the room. Okay, so Flechette's on that side then too.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. This shouldn't.
Flechette was silly and decided to walk up to them.
This shouldn't be harmful to Flechette.
Okay, good.
In the middle of the room. I want to cast my Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
So a large spectral guardian appears. It occupies a 10-foot by 10-foot space.
Okay.
I'm putting it basically as close to the middle of the room as I can.
Okay.
And then
So
hostile.
if they decide to come up, then
They have to go around it, which isn't going to deter them too much because it's only 10 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah.
But if they if they move to a space within 10 feet,
Uh-huh.
the first time on their turn, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. This thing attacks them for some damage.
Right.
So I'm hoping we can distract them with this thing.
Yeah, that's
Give
true.
Flechette a chance to withdraw, because it's.
Okay.
I think Flechette could move through its space. It just has to consider difficult terrain because it would be considered an ally.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put this in front of us.
Okay, so
between
that's
between
your
us.
action.
Yep.
Do you want to move?
No, I want to stay behind it, but I think, well, Flechette did take some damage. I will throw a little bit of healing light that way. Like he casts this with one hand, and then with the other hand, he like shoos some golden energy.
Okay.
At Flechette.
Okay.
I think Flechette only took a little bit of damage, right? Was it a lot?
He
You know
took
what?
he took a little bit of damage.
We'll give you the 3d6. That's the max I can do at once. So so we'll roll 3d6. Rolling. It's lagging a little bit. There we go. So Flechette will heal for not bad. 13 damage.
You need 13 hit points.
Negative
Yeah,
13 damage.
Yeah, he gets a bit of health back.
All right, and that's you.
Like he's just crumpled up on
Yeah.
the floor, and like as
Yeah.
you heal him, you see his thumbs slowly rise shakily. Thank you. He's not even that beaten up, but he is pretty beaten up.
Okay, now it's Drak's turn.
Drac is gonna rage,
All right, that's your bonus action.
and he's going to charge straight at the Guardian number one.
Okay, that's the Guardian to your left. Go
Yep.
ahead.
And he is going to take his great axe, and he's going to like take a running leap and kind of like slam down on it.
Roll me your to hit.
Yep. Hold on. Where is it? Great axe. Roll to hit. 11. That's
Nope.
all. Yep. Not as much.
So you should get a second. I think you have
Yep.
two attacks, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, I do. So he's gonna try again from like a side strike. 16.
Does not hit.
He's like,
I'm sorry.
what is? He's like screaming like in like Dwarven, like all kinds of like. If a dwarf could swear, you're hearing it now in Dwarven.
Old Alex is just staring, just like, damn it, Flechette, damn it, all of you, what the hell?
Alex, it's actually your turn to go.
Yep.
Alex just goes, oh dear, here we go. He just takes a moment to think and goes, okay. Ah, jeez. Alex just does not know what to do here. He's going to... Actually, he doesn't really have much action he can do. Mainly because he's made of a close range dude, but also... He's not going to be very effective, so instead he's going to try and figure a way to either deactivate these guys or something else. So he's not going to be participating in the fight.
Okay.
Mainly because he's not my best fighter. He also has the lowest health. So he's just going to, I don't know, look around. Use his eyeballs.
All right, roll me a perception check then.
I get it. His perception is about very good. Because we should all know by now. 28.
Well, I mean, it's a room. I mean, what were you specifically looking for, dear?
Some sort of deactivation to these guys, or disable.
Right, you don't see any.
Just like, is it like a pipe or anything? Steam? I don't know. Come on.
Nope.
It's a room. It's made of stone.
It's a room made of stone. That's
He's like,
all you see in this.
We
And
got
these
pretty
two.
good atoms over here.
Okay, Alduin, it is now your turn.
Oh, I guess I can do something. And now it's just in the background. Use the damn loot I gave you. Oh yeah, I have this.
You
So-
gonna use the chain lightning feature on it?
Back to good old days, back to old habits. He's going to use his chain lightning. So
Go ahead and pull that up so then I know what you're doing.
I know first he rolls his aim with his performance.
And they have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. Okay. First he's gonna roll his performance, and it's a 25.
Oh god.
This spot's been giving me pretty low rolls actually, and it's been dangerously concerning. But yeah, he rolls a 25.
Yeah, oh god. Neither one of them saved.
Oof. Now I have
So,
to roll a handful of dice.
yes you do.
I forgot how many dice, but it's like
A target takes 10d8 damage on a failsave.
yes, 10d8.
Mm-hmm.
10d8.
Mm-hmm.
Roll my 10d8. 49 damage.
Wow, that's on both of them, right?
Yeah. He heavily strums his lute with a loud, almost guitar, like electric guitar noise. Just the whole room lights up.
Kathy just kind of like ducks as the lightning bolt goes straight over his fur.
Alright.
And
That is your go.
Alduin does that and goes, "Whoa! I forgot how much power this thing packs."
Okay. Hey, Kenny, can you unmute
Oh, sure.
Constellation Squid?
Sure. Give me a moment. Let me get down to the call.
Alright.
One moment. Where is it? Here we go. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I can look. I haven't. Never mind.
What?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
I did try to send you something.
I can't read while I'm on the road.
Ah.
You know that. I told you this. I can't. I'm not in my computer. I can only voice. I can't roll dice or anything. That's when I told you guys this.
It's okay.
I was
Yeah.
like sitting here like, am I gonna be introduced at some point?
Well, the problem is that we are rolling dice and doing all that stuff, and if you can't do that, I mean.
Well, that's why I asked RTE if he could roll for me. We had that conversation videos ago.
Yes,
and he
but you didn't
agreed.
give me a cue, so because I had you turned down, so I do apologize in advance for that. My bad. What do you want me to roll
Fine.
for you? Or
I haven't even been introduced.
okay.
I
Well,
mean, but that, and I don't want to like interrupt the game.
You're good.
Okay. Well, the next person on this is Flechette, and we'll get back to him in a minute. So Arkham, a dark mist encircles you, and when you open your eyes, you're in a ruined building, and you see a person coming out of the dark mist. A person wearing a cloak with leaves covering it. Wear a face mask and a bear trap on a hip with a revolver-like rifle. What do you do?
I just stare and just tilt my head and say, okay, this is new.
Okay, Hunter. This is where the footsteps were leading you to. Hunter.
Alduin.
Alduin!
I'm muted. Ooh. I muted for some reason and never unmuted. But when did I mute? I'm completely confused about that.
I
But
don't
anyways,
know.
actually, I think I know what happened. I think I actually pushed one of these buttons here. But either way, Hunter's like just kind of looked kind of confused.
Hunter, you found somebody. It looks like Arkham.
They're not who I was expecting.
Nor you. I'm trying to find my way out of here and trying to find my crew. Where the hell am I?
Who's this character again?
This is Arkham.
Okay, yeah, Arkham. Just double checking.
Mm.
But he just goes, how did you get here?
I just shrug like, beats the hell out of me.
The last thing you knew is that you were gloating over the building that you tore down against somebody. And then dark mist covered you and poof, you were here. That's all you know.
That's my story.
Well, judging by it, someone wanted you over here with the rest of the group. Well, as I know, the group is over that way. He points. He takes his gun and because he's been holding it the whole time. He points it in that direction. Over there. And oh yeah, just to tell you before I continue following footsteps that you can't see, but he says this anyways. You're kind of in Alex's world, so don't get too confused. He says, well, before continuing to follow these footprints.
Actually, the footsteps have ended at Arkham. There are no more footsteps.
He looks at the arrow. Well, that's confusing. Well, the track ends here. Unless you're the maniac shooting arrows at us, I don't think we're really. I'm gonna get really anywhere following blindly.
Well, I'm considered a maniac, but I don't shoot arrows just randomly. Unless I know I'm hitting something.
As you don't strike me as the super stealthy type. Either way.
You don't know me?
He turns around and just goes, fine, we'll go back to the group. I'm dragging you with me.
Dragging me here? That's supposed to be a dragon joke here, bud?
Let's just go.
Ladies first.
And you two walk out of this building. And Hunter, you do this as you were following these footsteps, but you paid no mind because you were following the footsteps. But you know that the other group went off somewhere else in this area, and you probably could track them. You know, you being a hunter and all.
Yeah, he could probably figure it out. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, for all we know is Drac and Alex are probably could be shedding fur for all we know. So follow the shed fur. Oh, anyways, he only needs a single hair to even follow them. Anyways.
I want you to roll me, Hunter, a survival check to see if you can track your friends.
Ooh, he's good at this.
Yes, he is.
This is probably one of his best stats he probably would be considerably having.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna get a 1d20 out again with a plus. I'll put a pretty good thing. 15.
You have a pretty good idea where he's going. Or where they are. You follow you find the track, you follow it, and you come to this dilapidated library.
Well, they're in the library. He looks
And yeah.
Arkham. Ladies first.
Then walk.
Ooh,
Huh. Very funny. He says he lightly uses like the edge of his gun to just slightly nudge you forward.
Why am I leading here? You know the way.
Yes, I do. I just want to put you in it at your own expense.
Oh, so what? I'm some sort of target now. I'm some sort of like arrow.
I don't know why, but I imagine now this is when Alduin uses his thunder loot.
as you two are sitting outside arguing, both of you hear a tremendous thunder boom. Yes.
Well, okay then.
And
We're walking in.
the ground shakes.
And the ground shakes. Yep.
Hunter goes, okay, fine, we're going in. He says real quickly, like pulling back the cylinder of like his rifle gun revolver thing and checking all the ammo and then quickly putting it back in. We're going in. Hunter says we're just running into the library.
Put the thing away before you shoot your eye out.
That's least of my concern. He says we're doing a little flourish with the rifle. Out of spite.
What? I'm gonna laugh when you shoot your own foot off.
So you two run into this library, and you've noticed that one of the bookcases has been shoved aside, and there's a corridor, a stone corridor that goes about 50 feet, and there's a door at the end of it that is open, and you see figures at the end of the hallway.
Well, let's go. He says we're just walking down the hall without any concern. Meanwhile, the party hearing footsteps.
Well, yes.
Fighting noises.
Well, both Hunter and Arkham do hear fighting noises.
Sounds like some fun is happening down there.
Well, if you want to join the fun, be my guest.
Well, don't you want a piece of this? You're a hunter after all.
Huh. Don't worry, I already got some nasty stuff cooked up. He says, well, I'm pulling back the hammer lightly on his gun. It's not that type of gun really can pull the trigger and it'll pull the hammer automatically, but he does do it for dramatic effect.
Right.
Arkham kind of listens in on all the fighting, like, I don't know. Maybe they might have. Maybe need to find a different way.
Mm-hmm.
They might have.
So you two have come in, and you see two humongous constructs that have just been jolted by lightning. They're still kind of going twitch, twitch, twitch.
I mean, they are fans of the party.
Back into it.
They need to check out Alduin's next album.
Back into initiative. It is Flechette's turn. What is Flechette doing?
Flechette, kind of gets up and brushes himself off and goes, rude! I'm gonna walk over here now. He's gonna take a walk, but he is gonna want to cast one of his abilities. He could attack, but he's gonna go, okay, how many of these cards do I even have? Because the gift he got from his brother, he still has on him.
Right.
So he's gonna go, no. Luck of the draw, he always said. He says, well, just reaching and pulling a random card. And I'm going to, I'm gonna roll just a d20, and depending how the number is depending how good the card is.
Okay.
9, not very good. He pulls out, I don't know, let's just say a 10 of clubs.
A 10 of clubs? What does that do?
He goes, that's good enough. He says, basically what that one does is it moderately basically buffs damage rolls pretty much. It adds maybe 1 or 2 extra dice to your damage.
So basically what you're casting is bless?
Pretty much.
Okay, it's blessed. Who are
Yeah.
you putting blessed on?
Who is attacking at the moment? That would be useful. Just put it on Old One, giving him extra dice. Oh god.
I mean,
You could do that. You could put it on Vest. Not on Vest. On Alduin.
Yeah, like it feels a little weird, but Old One is like a really high damage character, surprisingly. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna cast it. Actually, it could be like the damage. How many dice it gives you could, of course, be what the number is. But 10 of clubs, that's very high.
Yep.
But that's gonna be very humorous. So yeah, that's gonna how it's gonna work. I get 10 extra dice from that shit.
Okay.
And he just throws it to Oldwin. It goes, poosh, and Oldwin goes, "What did you do?" I'm helping you. Okay.
All right. That was you. Which I will now mark that off. Arkham, it is now your turn. What do you do?
Arkham.
I think he's driving.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. No,
well, that too.
I'm thinking.
Thinking while driving, that's always a good thing.
Run it down for me here.
Okay, there are two.
Like I'm not in battle, am I?
You're about to be, and I'm going to have Dracathio roll for you. You just need to tell him what you are doing.
Can I survey the situation to see like weak points or anything?
You certainly may. That would
Okay,
be.
can you roll me?
Yeah. That would be a Drac roll for him. An investigation.
Investigation. Okay, let me see what your stat is. +2. So D20 +2. Got it. All right. So give me a moment to get to the dice roller. All right. 1d20 +2. 18. Sorry, no, 10. 10 for your roll.
10?
Yeah, he rolled a 10 for his investigation.
Okay.
Yep.
What you're seeing is that there are these two large guardians, and it looks like if you just keep hitting them, they're going to, fall over eventually. That's all. That's about all you can just discern.
All right then. I might as well. All right, but I want to be sneaky about it.
If you're going to be sneaky, then I'll have Dracathio roll your stealth check.
Roll me a stealth check so I can at least
All right.
put them in the air
D12.
when they don't notice.
All right, give me a moment.
Got it.
All right. +4. 18 for stealth.
All right. Yeah, you're able to sneak up on these two.
All right. All right. Let me just pull out my sword and just get behind.
Your sword is not armed. You have unarmed strike and breath weapon currently active. Do you want me to... I can't turn on your sword, so you have to let me know what that is.
Well, it's a long sword, right?
Long sword, hold on. Okay, that's... yeah, I can't activate it, but it is a...
Usually a D8 is the base damage of a long
D8,
sword.
yeah. Alright. So I'll just roll a straight up D8 on the dice roller. Got it.
Yes, it is a D8. It is a D8.
1d8. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Well, no. First you actually have to hit.
Yep. My bad. So let me see. What's the hit die on that? Just
well, that should be
your strength check. So +10. Because you're wielding a dual-wielded sword.
Mm-hmm.
D20.
I've had the best ideas.
10. 16.
16.
Yep.
Does not hit.
Yep. Do you have dual attack on your character?
He should have two attacks. So what
Yes,
level is he?
he is level 15.
All right.
Two weapon fighting. Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, then roll for a second one.
All right, give me a moment. D20 plus 10. 28.
That hits. Do your damage.
D10. Sorry for the noise, people.
Sorry about that.
No, it's D8. D8. 1D8. That is 8 damage. No, 6 damage. 6 damage.
Plus his strength.
So that is 16 damage.
Thank you.
Yep. I had to go back and calculate that, so thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, so that's Arkham Hunter. It's your turn.
Hunter just kind of like he goes, okay, here we go. He says before he's
I'm just gonna mute myself until it's my turn.
he
Okay.
grabs his bear trap and it smolders a little bit as he's going to he throws them in front of the construct, so if they take a step forward they'll be they'll have to roll a dexterity to see if they dodge the bear trap.
Okay.
And if they get hit by the bear trap, it's practically a skip turn. And they'll have to
You mean
roll
they're grappled? They can't do anything.
Yeah, they get grappled by it.
Okay, that's
No.
fine.
Yeah, they'll have to break it.
Right.
It'll of course do damage, but that's least of the concern of why they're there. I turned on Tabletop Simulator just so I can pull cards out for Flechette. So I can actually draw cards because I don't have cards on me. This will work as a stand-in.
Mm.
But yeah, Hunter throws the bear trap over
Okay.
and it lands into place. Or you could teleport it. They kind of are weird that way.
There.
Yeah, you want me to roll or something?
Well, are you actually hitting them or?
No, it's a trap pretty much.
Okay.
It's for
So
them
just-
to walk forward.
Okay. Well, then that's all you're doing this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is his action. He places a bear trap.
All right. It is now Aya's turn. He looks at the situation.
Oh no, I just realized how many dice Alduin will be rolling his next turn because of Flechette. Oh no. Oh no.
No, she's not doing that. As much as I would love for her to do that. All right. This is what Aya decides to do. She holds out her she holds out her hand and she mutters something and and they're going to have to make dexterity saving throws. Which is not good. Oh, really not good. Let's see. Okay. Well, this one I don't mind doing it in the in character chat, so I'll do that. Let's see. Can I please? There. Ah! What the? I thought I had that, you twit. Thank you.
Mm.
Alright. She fires off. It's only to one creature, so. Yeah. And. That is her go. Now it's the Shield Guardian's go. They are both moving up. So what does the Guardian do? Oh no, they one of them can't because they're in the vicinity of Arkham. The other one is going to move. What does the Guardian do?
What are you asking?
I'm asking Vess. Vess.
Oh, sorry. It was my guardian. It needs whoever's moving the guardian. If the guardian moves, it makes a dexterity saving throw, and I need to double check what the DC is on that.
Okay.
DC 16.
Yeah, he doesn't make it. So what does it do?
I almost forgot that I cast that. He takes 20 radiant damage, and the
Thank
guardian
you.
guardian can only do this like 3 times, so he's got 2 more times, and then he disperses.
Okay, that's fine. The other one is going to try to attack Arkham. Can you tell me what Arkham's AC is?
It's 9.
Crack. 9?
Yes.
Yeah, he hits.
Check. Okay. You might want to check his inventory. Maybe he just has armor that isn't equipped on a sheet.
Yeah.
We can't do anything to his character because we're not the ones who made his character.
Granted.
Yeah, his armor is not on right now.
Yeah.
He has a shield.
Okay, then my guess.
But it's
that
not
should
all.
add
It's
plus
not
2.
active. Yeah, it's +2 AC.
Yeah, it's
so
Wait, pause for a second. I have a shield?
yeah,
I
you
had
have
armor that I didn't even wear?
your
Yeah, I
character's
know.
not wearing your armor or your shield.
Wait a minute! So I got my ass kicked through this entire game, and I had all that crap on me?
All right, so you have 11,
I-
so you have 20. I'm gonna just assume you're wearing your leather armor for this. So you have your leather armor on, which gives you an AC of 11 plus 9, so you have 20. Then you have your shield on, which gives you a +2, so 22.
Ooh, that's not quite right for leather armor. I think leather armor would. It's 11. It's 11 plus his dexterity modifier,
11 plus.
which I'm guessing is a -1 if his base AC
Yeah.
is 9. So it's 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So his AC
12.
is 12.
12. Okay, yeah, 12. Yep.
Plus his shield, which is
That
plus
includes
2.
the shield.
14.
Okay.
That's the +2.
Okay, I didn't know. That's why I was just checking. Alright, so it's 12.
Okay.
Alright.
Damn it. All to hell. I had all this crap here, and all the times I was getting thrown around like a goddamn ragdoll all through this session, and nobody ever told me that I had to go ahead and throw on my armor. I thought I had it on.
So did we. To be
There's-
all fair.
Yeah, there's these little checkboxes in your inventory that you can check to activate and deactivate certain items. They're all unchecked right now.
When you get home from work, just check your character sheet and hit the wield for both your longsword and wearing your leather armor.
Yep.
That's all you need to do.
Check.
Okay. Unfortunately, they still hit both times.
Alright, I'm gonna have to track his damage on my phone, so give me a moment. Because I can't edit it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll give you all the damage.
Yep.
and then we'll
Yep.
fiddle out how to do that later. So
Yep.
just give me a second. So the
This is,
first one.
All right, I'm gonna
So-
remute myself.
Okay.
Just let me know when you need me to
Okay.
speak.
All right. The first one was 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
14 points, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the other one is 10. So 24 points of bludgeoning damage from
Yep.
2 hits from this particular shield guardian.
He's still up, but he's...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand.
Yep. Alright.
And you all notice that the damage that you guys have previously done is starting to repair themselves.
Kill him faster!
Dracathia says, come on, really?
Wait until Alduin gets back around. It's gonna be hell.
Vess, it is now your turn.
Okay. Let's see if there's any. Usually, there's a damage type you can throw at something that hurts its regen, but I don't know if I've got any good
You don't know.
alternatives. Yeah, and it may not. To be fair, either. I think what I'm gonna do. I'm going to. So the one that my guardian damaged,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lob 3 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
So I'll roll the 2 hits first.
Yes, please.
Uh, 13.
Nope.
17.
Just hit.
Oh, that does hit. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one. Oh, yay! 23. So that one hit for sure. All right, so
Yep.
2 of them hit.
Right. Now, are you firing them off at different ones?
Nope, same one.
Same one. Okay, go ahead.
Focus fire.
Which
First
one are
blast.
you hitting? Which one are you hitting? The left or the right?
Which one was the one that my guardian hit? Because that's the one I wanted to focus on. I think the one.
That was the right one. That was the one
Was
that
the
was
right
coming towards you.
Okay, I focus on that one. So
All right.
he takes 9 damage from the first blast that hit, and then he takes another. Oh, yeah, 13 force damage.
So that's 22 altogether.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. And that is your go. Drac, it is now your turn.
Alright, Drac is going to, he's still raged. So he is going to, he's gonna lift up his great axe, and he's going to try and lob one of these things' legs off.
Okay.
The one that's closest to him,
All right.
which I think would be the left one. 'Cause that's the
Alright.
one he charged at. So, I need to get back to my character sheet. And roll the hit. 27 to hit.
27, you hit.
Alright. And now rolling damage.
Are you also? Which one are you on? Are you on the one that Arkham's on, or are you the one that Which one are you on?
I'm on the left one.
The left one. Okay, so you're on the one with Arkham. Okay.
Yep. So, that's 13 damage.
13. Yeah, you get a second hit, don't you?
Yes, so I have to roll the hit. 18.
That hits.
And 7 damage.
Okay, so that's 20 altogether.
Yep.
Okay.
And don't I get oh, I already used my second attack. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have anything. Can I activate my oh, that's already an automatic thing. So I'm gonna grapple pin him.
All right.
you
So
sure-
that's a post strength checks, is it not?
Hold on.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So I have to roll my strength.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 22.
Yeah, he got an 18. You've successfully grappled / pinned him,
Yep.
which consequently makes him easier to hit for Arkham.
Yep. I'll hold him. You hit him.
Alex, it is now your turn.
Okay. Alex is gonna have to do something. Eventually, he can't run forever. He's just gonna go frick it and going to what is he gonna do? He's gonna. It's just hard to make me do anything with Alex because he's not very effective on anything. He doesn't have magic, and his hits are very weak.
I thought you upgraded him.
I thought I did too. I just don't remember what I gave him.
Question, is Alex the werewolf?
Yeah.
You don't you have that like primordial like power or something that you can like pull upon like your special ability that you have for the werewolf?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that, but now I have to dig those up. I don't remember who I sent it to both of you guys actually, I think, and I have to scroll up because I don't think I pinned it. Gotta go. Gotta do it real fast. Oh god. Panic. Run.
You do realize that there's a search bar.
Yes, there is. I found it. Either way. Okay, let me look what he's got. Okay, let me... Cool. I'm going to use... Yeah, I'm going to use his special werewolf ability I gave him that one time called Death Roll.
Okay.
Also known as Become Giant Sonic Hedgehog.
Okay.
Okay,
What does that do for you?
Let me read what it does. Okay, curl up into a roll over targets when trying to over 10 and 10 to 12. It gets knocked away. 11, 13, 16 is rolled. The target gets ran over and takes half damage. 17, 19 is rolled, is nailed and is ran over and full damage. It needs to roll to get up. Just look. Oh damn! Basically, it's a very brutal roll. It never says anything about what. Okay, if it's a 20, if it's a 20, I practically just dislocate something on my enemy, aka they, I guess, get a modifier token away or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, let me go ahead and roll that 1d20 to see how that ends up. Rolled a 17. What is my rules for a 17? If 17, 19 is rolled, the target is nailed and ran over and takes full damage and needs to roll to get up. Also known as knocked on to prone.
Okay, so which one were you aiming at? Were you aiming at the one that Vess was hitting, or you were aiming at the one that Drac has pinned?
I don't really want to roll out the one with Drac is pending.
Okay, because, so the one that
because it does have friendly fire.
Vess,
so I
yes,
will roll
okay,
over.
the one that Vess was hitting. Okay, go for it.
Okay,
roll that damage.
Okay, what should I roll for this? That's the question. Probably just whatever the bludgeoning attacks are, unarmed strikes.
What? Yes, that. Well, because it's such a powerful attack, I'd say maybe like a D8 at most.
Yeah, 1d8.
Yeah.
I'll take that. It's fair for how much damage that does. Okay, 1d8, 7 damage.
7 damage? That's all it did?
That's because it's a 1d8. That's almost an 8.
Yeah.
I could buff the damage if you want. By giving
No,
like
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a very powerful move. I did just knock him down.
Right, yeah. Okay. Alduin, it is now your turn.
Uh-oh. Alduin charged by the power of the clubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, he's gonna roll his 1d20 with his plus 16 with his performance. Oh, he rolled kind of shitty this time. 18.
18?
Yeah.
Well, this is dex save, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to roll to get out of the way. Or
damn, nope, neither one of them made it.
Damn. Okay, now it's time for the fun part, the damage.
Actually, actually, because Shrek, you are grappling the other one, also
Yep.
please roll me a dex saving throw.
Okay. Hold on, stand by.
Oh, you're not gonna like it.
Dex saving throw. 20.
Okay, you made it.
You made it
You take half damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Usually it's a 10d8, but because of Flechette's buff with giving extra dice,
Well, no, it's not extra dice, dear.
that's what I said, and no one's ejected me.
No, I said it was
No one
like
objected.
blessed, and that means you roll
don't
a
know what
1d4
Ah,
to
I'm a
add the
little
damage.
Gearbox is a little retarded. I don't hear.
It's okay. You didn't understand.
I didn't even know what bless is. No one told me what bless is, so I just went, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 10d. I'm gonna do my 10d8. I really wish it was 20d8 though. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, that
Mm.
would be.
Okay, 36. Okay, what's next?
Add
Okay,
plus
wait.
4.
No, roll a d4 and add that damage to it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a 1d4 to see how that. That's a d6. Okay, d4, go. A 3, extra 3 damage on the 36 damage.
So that's 39, right?
Yeah, 39 damage. That's a lot of
Okay.
damage.
The one that okay, and Drac, you take half of that.
So 39 would be half 39 now. I have to calculate more math.
Yes, more math.
Math.
20 damage because I'm rounding up.
Okay. So you've taken a 20 damage worth of electrical, but
Yep.
the
But I have 10 temporary hit points, so I only take 10 damage. I remove the temporary hit points. Let me just clear that.
right, and then take
Another 10.
the large construct. This construct gets exploded from the
Oh.
lightning.
Yeah! It just bullshit says. Oh, it worked.
It worked.
Jucathio just like sees like all this shrapnel and like stuff fly over him, and he's like, and I guess that was your finale song.
I guess. Also, sorry for the zap.
You just see like part of his hair standing on end on his back.
Flechette, it is now your turn.
Nice. Okay, he's gonna go for another card pull, and because I actually have a deck of cards in this game here, I can pull it out and see what I got. Oh! That's kind of funny. I didn't mean to get this card right away. Because I added jokers into this deck here.
And you pulled a Joker.
Right away. Let me, because I actually put in this little notebook in the game.
Okay.
But it's a Joker. Adjuster / Joker. It basically can cancel magic and reflect attacks.
Yeah, that's not going to do you very much good here.
Yeah.
You pull the Joker and go, ah! Right.
Now, I could say as an extra action, he can shove it and reshuffle the deck and pull again.
If that's a part of your
It acts as a wild card.
it acts as a wild card. Okay.
Stupid question. Probably wasn't much paying
What?
attention to this, but who is the person who's pulling? So wait, is he like a magic card user here?
He's a magic card user.
Well, yeah, he's using his brother's deck of cards as his ability.
So what you're all trying to tell me is it's time for him to
Now I
Yes.
could.
I was waiting for someone to do that joke. I couldn't do it.
Nice. Like I could
Just summon a bunch of monsters on one turn. It's
cool. Like I could say that how it
He's gonna
would
pull
work
an Agodi out of
is
his
he can
hat.
cast it onto an
Yeah, I
enemy,
know.
and this will disable the enemy practically. Like
Okay.
Like you could cast it onto enemies, and basically what it'll probably do then is, for one, it prevents them from magic using, but when they attack, the damage may still go through, but half of it will go to them. So
Okay.
basically they'll hurt themselves, but they'll also still, because it's not going to be super OP.
Right. Okay, so that was Flechette's turn. Arkham, there's
I'll just cast it
one
on the
left.
last enemy, by the way. Joker card on them.
Alright.
Yeah. Arkham,
about-
there's one left. The one that you
Okay.
had been fighting had been exploded by lightning.
Cool. And he's being held down by DiCaprio.
Correct.
No, it's no longer being held down by Dracathio. That was the one that you were fighting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's exploded.
It's
The one to
exploded.
my right is
Oh.
still.
Yep.
The other one can't move because there's a bear trap in the way, and he can't
Oh,
attack.
and and I would like to apologize for any noise you're about to hear because I am driving a big ass truck.
You're
You're
good.
driving a truck. You're driving a big old truck. Sorry.
God damn it. So I'm going. So I want to try to use my acid breath on this one.
Okay.
All right, acid
that's
breath.
fine.
Let me see what that does.
I think you still
alright.
have to roll to hit, but yes.
Yeah, 13 dex.
Oh wait, that's right. I have to roll a dex saving throw, don't I?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dex saving throw. Throw a dex saving throw.
I'm throwing a dex saving throw. Oh god. He whiffed.
All right, so it takes full damage, which is 4d6.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll that damage.
Go ahead.
Give me a moment.
My acid breath should just be like the catch. Should be like it's all.
4d6.
I love the fact that you've used your acid breath in almost every fight.
4d6
What?
plus his Oh, there's no modifier. I thought there was a modifier.
No, not for breath weapons.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It works just as well as pocket sand.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
That is 19 damage.
19?
Yep.
Okay. So, Arkham, you sit there and you breathe out your acid breath on the other one that's about ready to do something, and it melts slowly into the ground.
Hooray!
Hooray!
I guess. Oh, look at that! I guess this creature was made out of sugar.
Yes.
Fletcher goes, "That's pretty cool," he says while he puts his deck into the air and all the cards he's used fly back into the deck.
Mhm.
And he shuffles them again. Well, that was kind of fun.
And there's a door at the other end of the room.
Hmm? Ah,
What do you do?
we should probably open it.
On
Wait,
this
it could be a
door,
trap.
on this door, it looks like it's a semicircle with a line going up.
I'm on mute.
Okay.
Semicircle with a line going up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
starting
think-
to wonder.
I think this has got an idea.
Oh.
So the last door had a full circle on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think these doors are showing us phases of the moon.
Would make sense, wouldn't it? I guess it could make sense.
True.
There is only one door out of this room, though, right?
There's only one door.
Okay, so that's an interesting fact, but oh well. This is gonna go to open the door.
That's kind of cool, but anyways.
And as you open the door, there's another hallway. This one's shorter this time. It's not 50 foot. This one's about maybe 20 foot. And there's still porch sconces on the wall. And there's another door, and this one is a crescent.
I think I got it. Of course, I don't know what the significance of putting the faces of the moon on the doors are, but
You just know that it's there.
It's there.
Kathy is gonna follow through the hallway.
And you all go into the. Do you open this door?
That's up to whoever's at the door.
Who's at the door?
I'll open the door.
Okay.
Bess is excited now, so he bounds down the hallway and he opens the next door.
He opens the next door. In this room, there is another large construct.
Oh dear.
Well, this one is not a construct. This a large statue. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
A large statue with his eyes closed. And Give me a second. And there is another door in this room. And on that door, it doesn't look like it has anything on it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, what do you want to do?
Vess like stands at the doorway and his eyes just kind of narrow at the statue.
Yeah.
Totally not a construct.
Sorry, I did not mean to say construct. I meant to say statue. I did mean to say statue.
We're paranoid.
Tricathio just says, whispering to whoever's closest, he says, I suggest we sneak past the statue.
It can't be that threatening. Flechette goes to walk forward again.
Arkham is already down there sneaking past.
Like,
Very good.
Flechette's trying to walk forward, and then all of a sudden, Alex grabs him.
Both Flechette, you and Arkham are walking past this statue. It does not move. You get to the other side, and there is written on. Get to the other side. And of course, there's nothing on the door. Do either one of you want to try? Either one of you want to see about the door?
Open the door. Open the door.
It does not open.
Ah, crap.
Well, I guess it's a puzzle now.
Tricathio walks back to the statue, looks at it, and says, maybe it's something to do with this.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a closer look at the statue.
Maybe if we maybe I should melt it. And see what happens.
No.
Oh,
Why is that
melting is your answer to
No.
everything.
Well, I mean, Leilana's answer to everything is intimidating it to death, so why not?
Tricathio looks
That has a...
at the statue and says, that's odd. He notices its eyes are closed.
Its eyes are closed. To anybody that wants to, and Drag, you can roll for Arkham. Roll me a perception check.
Do you want to roll a perception check, Arkham?
I'll make
Yes.
a roll.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Alex, roll your good perception. Alex rolled 25.
Very nice.
That is for Arkham. He rolled a 19.
19. Very nice.
Yep, now I'm rolling for myself.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a lag.
All right,
Rolling.
and that is perception for me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 23 for me.
Yeah, Anne's not going to get this. 23, did you say?
Correct.
Okay. What did
Ooh.
Veth get?
I don't know. My browser's like lagging like you wouldn't believe.
Trust me, I know what that feels like.
I don't know. I'm cool with us moving forward and just assuming he failed it because
Okay.
I gotta close some windows or something.
Yeah, I know. I've got a button. I've got a button. So to everyone who got above a 15, which is at least 3 of you, as you're looking around this room, you see. Actually, this is imprinted on the back part of this
Wall.
statue.
Statue.
Statue. And what it reads is this. And as soon as I finish reading it, that's where we're in the episode. So let me read this. Okay? I am and yet cannot. I am an idea and yet cannot. I am two but one. I am on land but on sea. But what am I? And that's where we're in the episode.
So many riddles.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Realms of Awakened Essence, Season 8, Episode 10. A All Souls Eve. I wonder what this door may mean. Find out not this week, but the following week, when we return for Realms of Awakened Essence. Now let's bring back in our cast to have them sign out.
While Arkham's being loud as hell.
Arkham can be as loud as hell.
Yes, you throw your weight around, Arkham.
Oh, wait, what?
So, my pretties, how did you enjoy this adventure DM'd by me, as Acerak?
Well,
It could have been used as a remake. Maybe George Romero should have directed this.
How rude.
how rude.
He's dead.
Well, that was dramatic, but not really. That's not very Halloween.
Let us do our cast goodbyes for now.
Okay.
Make-
Starting
zombie.
with our traveling Dragonborn.
Which one? The two
The,
dragon.
Yeah, you have like. Yeah,
Arkham.
you have a
and, well, when I say traveling Dragonborn, I mean you, Arkham.
Okay. My name is Constellation Squid, and I played Arkham. I apologize to everybody about the noise, and I do apologize how I felt. I was kind of just feeling really out. I just really felt out of the game because I get it. I'm not at my computer, and I'm at work, and it just kind of sucks. But I'm glad I got to join in for a little bit with the crew. But it was really, really fun. See you guys
Good.
all here again.
And I hope you watch some of the other episodes to know what the hey-ho is going on, because I'm pretty sure you don't know what's going on.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for next Saturday. I'll try to have a quieter truck.
Yep.
Considering who you're working for, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
All right.
And
And
we'll
now,
pass it off to the next.
and now to the second Dragonborn in our group.
Hi. It's me, Alduin, and of course, I play as Alduin, but I'm also Gearbox. I control, of course, Alex, the werewolf.
Don't lie to us, Alduin.
Alduin,
Your real name is Alduin. You just play as Gearbox.
Okay, then.
Yes! Yes!
The truth's been revealed. I gotta get out of here. But yeah, I
It's a
control some of
funny.
those characters, some interesting characters, and
Some
yeah.
interesting characters.
to our doctor. I think it eats much candy. Help me.
I prescribe magic.
Ah, yes, the best.
But yeah, that's my favorite tagline for Vess. But yes, I play Dr. Vess. My name is Chris, otherwise known as Pi3. And I enjoyed the game very much.
Thank you. I hope it made it properly spooky for everybody.
Yeah, it was
Fun.
pretty. Yeah,
Yay.
I love riddles too. So
That's kind of the
Um,
reason why I put them in, and I'm not
fair
done.
enough.
There's at least
Oh.
one more left.
cool.
There's at least
I will-
100 more riddles.
No, I didn't
Hello,
put that many in.
100 more.
Oh.
I will pass it this way.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dracathio.
L-shape.
I am. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Give me a second. Sorry.
Arkham into the shadow realm.
Sorry about that. Someone left their phone on. Am PAKN USA, aka RT Studios. I play Dracathio Vargath, a werewolf who is getting into the spirit of the hunt.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like how you used that. Thank you.
Alex gives you a piece of candy for that one. There you go, buddy.
Thank you. And we already had our storyteller, Acerak.
Yes, I am Acerak, your wonderful storyteller for this adventure. Oh yes, I will be seeing all of you soon.
Well,
Be prepared. And now I will give this seat back to the proper DM. Oh
Until
God,
Oh.
What were you doing?
the hell happened?
It's
I
like
think
the
you
whole
were-
game without you.
I think your mind was being controlled by a archlich.
Of course, of course.
You know
I
how
am
it is.
your wonderful DM, Trisha Welsh. I play Ao and a whole bunch of other characters. I hope you enjoyed this very spooky episode of Realms, and next week it will be
Short.
Shores,
Yep.
Yarharg.
where we're in a completely different place, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Alduin.
Somewhere
Yes.
cool, somewhere neat.
Yep. And I hope you all have a happy and safe Halloween.
Until
Tricathia?
then,
I
until
hope you all
then,
enjoy your Halloween.
happy Hallows Eve, or All Souls Eve, and we'll see you next time on Realms of Awakened Essence. Until then, be empowered to play, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye!
Bye-bye. See you all next.
The sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Yo, well, it's my law, I'ma let you be the boss, cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place we can see it all. Step off the edge, I can break your fall. Yo, well, it's my law, I'ma let you be the boss, cause I'll go where you go. When you fall down, I'll get you back up again. The things you try are things that you won't regret. We are kings of the world, and tonight is our playground. We are kings of the world, and anywhere it's homebound. We are kings of the world.